Okay, welcome to Basic Introductions. So here's an example of a basic introduction. We show a picture, which is what our game's about, and then show scrolling text to give you a bit of information about the world. Once we've done that, we start to give you a few choices as a player. So my character's going to be a boy. He's going to fight with a sword and a bow, and I get to name him. So this is how your player gets to customize his character. Now my game had two different starts. You could start fighting as a knight, or you could start as a mage, depending which choice you did. So this is the start for the sword. And the mage start had a very similar thing. The screen would move, it would give you some more scrolling text and give you a bit of information about where you were and what to do. So your intro wants to give the player enough information that they can play your game and kind of know what's going on. Give them quite a good way to finish off an introduction is, for instance, all that happened and then somebody comes up to you with a balloon icon which tells the player, I should go speak to that person over there. This just helps get the storyline started, and otherwise you can end up wandering around forever trying to find out what this game's actually meant to do. So, the first thing you do is you create a map, just a blank map. You set player position, starting position. You then make an event. Now, down here at trigger, you put it onto auto run. Okay. Oops. So what you have to do is you have to show picture, which is here on tab 2, and then select your picture graphic. Now to do this, you have to import a picture. So we go to the resource manager, we go down to pictures, and we click import. You now find a picture on your computer that you want as your intro picture. What you can do is go online, find a picture you like, or create your picture yourself. So once we've imported the picture, I've then done some text, and what I did for that was I did show scrolling text, this one down here, and then you type. Now as you might notice here, I've got lots of white space on each side. This means when it plays as if it's been centered into the middle of the screen. And then some text, are you a boy or a girl? And then a choices. So when you select boy, it goes through one set of choices. When you select girl, it goes through the girl version of the exact same choices. So, do you fight with a bow or sword, or are you a mage? So when you choose magic or mage, we change the actor's graphic. So this is found in tab 3, change actor graphic. Select the actor whose graphic you want to change, so in this case player 1, who you might see has no graphic at the moment and has no name at the moment. This is because you're going to name your character and your choices will decide which graphic you get. You then pick a graphic. Remember, you can create your own graphics, and then hit OK. If you want to create your own graphics, use the character generator, and remember to output both the face and the character. Okay. Then I've asked what is your name and put name input processing. So this again is on the third tab, name input processing. Select which player they're going to select the name for and the max characters they're allowed, or the max letters they're allowed. The reason you do this is you can have text that has the customized player's name on it, and if you let the name be too long it can push the sentence off the end of the line. Okay. What I then do is I have transferred my player to the starting position for that particular route and put a switch on saying that they've gone the Mage's way. If you don't want to have multiple starting points, you wouldn't have a switch in there, you just transfer the player to the start. I've then erased picture 1, so it's down here in tab 2, erase picture number 1. Remember when we showed picture, we decided what number it was going to be? And that's the other thing, when you're showing your picture, you want it to be on the upper left. You may have to play with the width and the height to get it fitting into your screen properly. Yeah. Often you can get errors trying to play the game if you don't set that show picture right. Okay, and then after I've erased the picture, I fade in the screen. So that's on tab 2, fade in screen. That means basically the picture gets disappears, and then there's a gentle fade into the screen, into the map, rather than a short sharp change between the picture and the map. So it blacks out and then comes back in. Okay. Now what I've done with the sword and bow option, different actor graphic in here. Whoops. After I've transferred him, erase picture, I've done a scroll map. So I've scrolled the map up 10 blocks so that you can see the whole castle, and then I have run a show scrolling text. Then I've scrolled the map back down, which is very important because otherwise you can't see your person. With girl, it's all the exact same, except the graphics are different, of course. Everything else was done the exact same way. Okay, so that is how to do a basic introduction. You will need your own map for your introduction. So here it's the only thing on the map, and the map's empty. And then at the end of it, you want to make sure that you transfer your player to another map. The reason we don't put it on the map that other things are going on about is you can then have a problem with it running multiple times and looping, so that you can't actually do anything. And that's just a pain to sort out, so the easiest way is to just have it on its own map. So yeah, that is your basic introduction. Might look complicated, but it's nice and simple. We'll take a few attempts to get everything working right, and if you had an error, that's quite common. You've missed one small thing. It's got lots of fiddly editing to it. Okay, so that was a basic introduction. Look at advanced challenge number 1 if you want to see what an advanced introduction looks like.